And Spurgeon then booked out Exeter Hall, a large entertainment facility right in the middle of London. It's a really interesting story. Spurgeon gets to Exeter Hall. He's very young, still in his teen years, maybe 19, 20 years of age, thereabouts. And he comes to the hall, and you remember this day and age, there was no amplification, no microphones, no lapels, no speaker systems. It was all by the force of one's voice. Could they project? So Spurgeon's booked out this huge music hall. It wouldn't be inappropriate if you'd imagine like a small-sized modern concert venue, maybe seating 8,000 people. Fairly large venue. Spurgeon books it out, and he goes along in the middle of the week because he wants to know not how does this building sound with an orchestra and instruments, but how does it sound with just the human voice projecting? So he goes up on the platform and he kind of gets himself positioned. He works out where he's going to stand and where the people are all going to sit. The building's empty. There's no one there. He's just gone by himself to test the acoustics of the environment. And he stands on stage, and to kind of get a feel for the room, he cries out that verse from the book of that John the Baptist cries out in the Gospels, "Behold the Lamb that taketh away the sin of the world," in the Gospel of John. Behold the Lamb who taketh away the sin of the world. Well, sometime later on, it emerged that at that very moment that Spurgeon climbed up on stage, there was a handy repairman, unconverted, at the very back row, under a seat, repairing loose screws. And he didn't, this labourer didn't know that Spurgeon had snuck into the room to cry out this. He's just under there, tightening screws, having a jolly old time in his own little world. And suddenly this booming voice, "Behold the Lamb!" He said he nearly shook himself out of his own skin. Well, at that moment, he grasped the gospel and believed on the Lord. And later on, he told Spurgeon the story. He said, "It's interesting. I got converted. I was at the Exeter Hall one day doing my job. I was a handyman, janitor, working on the chairs, and someone cried out, and Spurgeon said, 'Well, that was me. I didn't know you were there.'" And that's how God uses his gospel to bring powerful change.